Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an empties video, and this is a huge basket of things that I've been collecting basically rather than throwing them in the bin because I knew I wanted to do a post or a video like this. I'm going to try and keep this quite brief because there's quite a few things in here, but I think empties videos are so useful because by the time a person's got to the end of their product, they can really give you an accurate opinion on how they feel about something. I'm going to start with probably the only makeup item actually in here. I do take longer to use that makeup than skincare because I have more of it and I tend to rotate more of it around. This is the Topshop liner in the pot version, and unfortunately it did leak in the end of its life so it's a bit messy and a bit sticky, but again, for me, this is another Topshop makeup item which I really enjoyed using. It's very black, very opaque, and it lasts a decent amount of time. It doesn't irritate my eyes at all. The wand, as you can see, is super sharp and precise, which means that you can get a really nice wing shape, or you can just line your eyes as close as possible. And I think this was around the £5 or £6 mark. But yeah, I really enjoyed using this and I will repurchase it again. Okay, moving on to body care. This is the Soap & Glory's Clean Girls body wash. And I always used to buy these in the 3 for 2 boot sales that they had. So I always used to get 3 of these because I just love the smell of them. They were so nice. They produce a really nice foam as well. And I think they're about £6 a bottle. But you do get 500 millilitres in here. Oh, there's actually a little bit left, so I could probably use that. I would definitely go back to buying their body washes again because I think they're really nice and I don't think they're that expensive. Another body care item is the Good Things Manuka Honey Exfoliating Body Scrub. I purchased this because I absolutely am obsessed with their cleanser version of this. The Manuka Honey Cleanser by the Good Things range is amazing. It's so nice. It has really beautiful ingredients in it and it's so good on the skin. So I decided to pick up the exfoliating body scrub to see if I like that too. And it was okay. It wasn't as gritty as I like for a scrub on the body. It was a bit more gentle and quite jelly-like, so I don't think I'll be picking this up again in a rush, but it's not something that I would totally not pick up again, if that makes sense. This is the Mario Badescu AHA Botanical Body Soap, and you get 236 millilitres, and I think it was around £6 or £7, which is not the cheapest at all, but the reason why I purchased this was because on the Beauty Bay website there were so many good reviews about how this has helped people with body acne, and I've mentioned before that the skin on my arms and legs is definitely a lot more sensitive than the skin on my face, and I do tend to have problems with my skin on those areas. So I purchased this in the hopes that it would help, and it actually really did. It's very nice and comfortable to use. It doesn't sting at all, but I did notice that my skin was clearing up a lot quicker with this. I don't necessarily have acne, but I do just have like weird like red inflammation and marks. I'm really happy with this and I would repurchase it. Okay, this is actually an item which I haven't finished, but I'm gonna end up chucking it away, which is why it's in here. And this is the Botanicals Boots the Power of Plants Cleansing Foam Wash. And the reason why I decided to chuck it away basically instead of using it up, because I do really try and use up all my products and get my money's worth, but I just found that this was leaving my skin feeling really stripped and really dehydrated. And I think it's because it's actually a foam wash, which Caroline Harron said that you should definitely avoid. So, I mean, she's like the skincare queen, and if she says you should avoid it, then, you know, I kind of had that feeling that maybe that's why this is not doing my skin any favours at all. So yeah, unfortunately this was a bit of a fail product for me and I'm not really purchasing this. I definitely don't recommend it. Moving on to a product that I love, which is really gross looking. I don't want to show you it too long. I'm going to show you it now and then I'm going to put it out of screen. This is a Super Facialist by Una Brennan Vitamin C Brighten Skin Renew Skin Cleansing Oil. And this is around £10 or £11, but again, you can get it from Boots for 3 for 2, usually, which makes it a better deal. You get 200 millilitres in here, and it's the best cleansing oil I have used to date. I wouldn't personally spend more than £10 on a cleansing oil because effectively what it does is it melts away your makeup and you wash it off. So it's not like it's going to stay on your skin and give you loads of extra benefits. But then I used or I'm currently using a cleansing oil from brand B, which is by Superdrug, and it's actually really not that great at all. But the Super Facialist one is just so much better. It manages to melt away makeup really, really quickly. You don't need to use loads and loads of oil, and it just is pretty effortless actually. So I did really enjoy using this and I would repurchase it. And moving on to the best micellar water of all time, and this is the Bioderma 250ml bottle, and I'm going to link below the website where I got this from because I think I got like 4 bottles for a really, really good price. This is the best ever, and it's the first in the game. It's the first ever micellar water, and I know there are drugstore alternatives available, but a lot of the brands that produce them I don't buy from for ethical reasons. So this is definitely something that I will repurchase again and again and again. I especially love this for removing my eye makeup. I don't like to remove all my face makeup with it. It just feels like a bit of a waste of money. But my eye makeup, it just takes off so effortlessly. This is a really, really big love of my life. I absolutely love this, and I need to pick more up hopefully soon. Something from the brand called Ren. This is the Vita Mineral Lip Balm, and again I'm not going to show you it too closely because it's kind of gross and it definitely needs to be chucked away. But this was £10 and you get 15 millilitres and it lasted a really, really long time. I'm not sure that I would buy it again because I don't think it's actually as effective as my favourite lip balm at the moment, which is from Light Up Skincare, and the Light Up Skincare one is totally natural and organic, and it's really affordable as well, and it makes my lips feel so moisturised. This is the Nivea Pure and Natural Regenerating Night Cream. As you can see, I've used most of it up. This is something that I wouldn't necessarily pick up again. It says it's 95% of natural origin. It's great that bigger brands are going towards using like more natural alternatives, but for me it was a little bit too, I've stuck some sparkly washi tape in here, I'm not sure why, but for me it was a little bit too thick and it didn't necessarily sink into my skin the way I like night creams to. I know night creams are supposed to be thick, but I don't know, I didn't feel the effects of it as much as I would have liked. This is a bit bad. This is a bag of things, well, 3 items that I haven't totally finished, but I kind of had to get rid of them because I feel like they had definitely expired. The first thing is actually the Nip and Fab Glycolic Fix treatment pads. These, I got them when they first became popular, like maybe 2 years ago, and then I completely forgot to use them because then I started using the Alpha H Liquid Gold. I didn't want to be using too much glycolic on my skin. I'm really conscious and aware that, you know, using too many acidic products and chemical exfoliants is not good for your skin either. So unfortunately I ended up wasting loads of these, which is such a shame. I won't be picking these up again anytime soon because I have enough glycolic stuff in my life at the moment. And like I said, I just picked up the Pixie bottle recently, and I have another bottle of the Alpha H Liquid Gold, but I would pick these up in the future again to see if I like them. Unfortunately that was just a bit of a waste, but if you do like them, let me know please. This is the Pond's Institute Cold Cream, and this is one of those like super old school brands. I think I was just picking it up on a whim one day, like after work. I just thought I needed a cleanser, and I picked this up. I didn't finish it off. For me, it was just too thick. Felt like there was still a residue left on my skin, and that's something that I absolutely hate when that happens. So yeah, this is I'm sure it's a decent cleanser, but it's not something that I would be picking up again due to the texture of it and how it made my skin feel. And another Nivea item, this is their Express Hydration Primer. Again, I had to get rid of this because I had it for so long I didn't end up using it up. For me, like I don't really tend to pay attention to the shelf life of makeup as such. As long as I can smell it and it smells okay and it's fine, that's fine for me. But for skincare, for some reason I'm a bit more like rigid with it. I'm a bit like, okay, if it says 12 months, I'm not going to use the past 12 months, just because I guess it's like going on your skin first, a first layer, and I just don't want to risk like clogging my pores up at all. This was nice. It looks a little bit like the Illamasqua version, but it wasn't anything special as such, and it's not something that I would be rushing out to repurchase. Okay, I have 2 makeup items that I've just found at the bottom of the basket. The first one is the Rimmel Brow Spray, and this was like a brow gel basically in a mascara form, and this is what the one looked like. I had the shade, I think it was 2 in the brown finish, and I liked it. I thought the one was a little bit big for the brows if you think about it. Like, I mean, my brows are pretty thick, I don't shape them anyway, but I feel like if you have really thin brows, this is not that great. And I didn't really notice a massive difference with it holding my brows in place, so I won't be repurchasing this. I also have the Balm Shrink Liner. This is like between £10 to £12, I believe. And for me, it was a bit of a miss. At first I really liked it, the colour is really strong, it lasts a long time, but then the wand started to fray a little bit, and yeah, I just wasn't that impressed. I think when a liner is more than £10, it has to be like outstanding, because there are so many good affordable liners on the high street, and I do think that eyeliner is generally something that you can go for the cheaper option and you'll be fine. So I won't be repurchasing this based on the price. I have two sheet masks to finish with, and the first one's a Korean beauty brand, and it's called OK, the Glowing Skin Gold Dust Hydro Gel Mask. Basically it promises to give you glowing skin, and I think this was pretty expensive. It was about £4, I believe. I think I got some sort of discount on it, but £4 for a face mask that you use once is really, really, really pricey. And obviously I was expecting some great results, and I think I put this on before like a special occasion the night before. I wasn't that impressed with it at all. The texture of the mask was not as hydrating and nourishing as it could have been, or as previous sheet masks that I've used have been, and the effect that it left on my skin was just not that great at all. So I wasn't very impressed with this at all, and I wouldn't recommend this. And finally, I'm like peeling this off. This is one of the Tony Moly masks, and these masks I do actually really recommend. I've used a lot more than one. I buy them in packs from eBay, and I'll leave the link to the seller that I use below, because you get pretty good deals on them online. I've seen these on TK Maxx being sold for like £2.50, £3 each, and although they're good, I still wouldn't spend that much on a mask. I mean, I spent £4 on the other one and it just wasn't worth it. This one in particular is a Tea Tree Skin Smoothing Mask, and I really like this. It was super hydrating, super nourishing, makes your skin feel really lovely, and I do think that these ones are worth it in particular, especially if you can get them around like less than £1 each, then they're worth it. I think I have 3 left, so I will be using them for special occasions that are coming up, because I always like to prep my skin really well before I do like heavier makeup. And if you want a video on that, then definitely let me know. But yeah, those are all of my empties. My basket is now basically empty, and I'm looking forward to chucking everything in the bin and starting again. You'll probably see another one of these videos in about 3 months' time, because I do take my time to use up my products, and sometimes I just forget to chuck them away. But there are actually a few foundations that are hopefully going to be making their way into this basket. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed listening to my opinions on my products that I've used up. And if you've used any of them up and you have different opinions or the same opinions, I'd love to know, so please leave them below. And thanks so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye!